The Galactic Council Hall was quiet, too quiet. Inside the giant chamber, leaders from over 50 alien races sat at long silver tables. The lights above them glowed soft blue. The walls were made of black stone and glass. A giant screen floated in the middle, showing a map of the galaxy. Every face looked worried. One planet after another had gone dark. Colonies were being destroyed. No messages came out. No survivors. "They strike without warning," said Chancellor Veltak of the Terrene Empire. His eyes were cold and red. "They destroy everything. They don't speak. They don't ask for peace." "The attacks are not random," said Speaker Miro from the Jorax system. "They move fast, too fast, like they planned this for years." The room murmured with fear. Then Council Leader Xoro stood. He was old, tall, and wise, with silver scales. "We must act together. We must protect our space. But one thing is clear. We do not involve the humans." The room became still again. No one spoke against it. For years, humanity had stayed away from the Council. They said little, showed little, and watched everything. Many aliens thought humans were weak. Others thought they were dangerous. Either way, no one wanted them in galactic affairs. "They are unstable," said General Cobb of the Zitheri. "They used fire before words. They solve with war, not peace." "Yes," said another voice. "Let them stay on their Earth. This fight is not theirs." The Council voted. All said yes. Leave Earth out. But then, it happened. The lights in the hall flickered. The main screen turned black. A loud, strange tone filled the room. It sounded like an alarm, but no one recognized it. On the screen, a symbol appeared. Earth. A circle with one line through it. The old Earth logo. A dead signal, long unused. Every alien looked up in shock. "Who gave them access?" yelled a technician. "We locked them out years ago," shouted another. The signal grew stronger. Then, the screen cleared. A face appeared. Human. A man wearing a dark military uniform. His eyes were calm. Cold. Behind him stood 5 more humans, all silent, all watching. The man spoke slowly. His voice was sharp, like a blade. "You made your choice. You didn't call us. That's fine." He leaned forward. "But you attacked our allies. You destroyed our friends. You burned our names." He paused. "You expected words. You expected talks. But Earth does not play those games anymore." The Council froze. This message is not a request. It is not a warning. The human stared into the camera. "This is fire." The screen went black. Seconds later, every system alarm began to scream. Alien officers pulled up emergency data feeds. Panic spread across the room. Ships had entered multiple star systems, fast, quiet, human ships. Earth's war fleet had moved without being seen. Where did they come from? They bypassed our scans. They're in 4 systems already. In space, above dozens of planets, human ships uncloaked. Long, black ships with red lights. They looked like old war machines, rebuilt and upgraded. Their guns turned. Their engines flared. No warning. No message. No mercy. Back in the Council Hall, chaos broke out. "They're attacking without permission. This is madness. This is not diplomacy." Council Leader Xoro stood again, but his voice shook this time. "They gave no sign, no signal. They waited in the shadows, watched us fight. And now," he looked around, "now they burn." Above the Council world, small flashes appeared in orbit. Earth's first fleet had arrived. For many years, the galaxy thought Earth was peaceful, silent, maybe even weak. But they were wrong. Earth was not silent because it was scared. Earth was silent because it was watching and waiting. Decades ago, when humans first joined the galactic community, they were loud and proud. Their ships arrived at meetings. Their leaders gave speeches. Their scientists shared knowledge. They were excited to be part of something bigger. But then, things changed. One by one, human trade ships were robbed. One by one, their colonies were ignored when they asked for help. One by one, their ambassadors were treated like jokes. The other alien species saw humans as new, young, and emotional. Some said humans didn't belong at the council table. Others laughed when Earth protested. Then came the final insult. An Earth colony was attacked by pirates. The humans sent messages to the Galactic Council, begging for help. The Council didn't answer, not even once. The pirates killed thousands. That day, Earth made a choice. No more talking. No more begging. No more council. Earth left the table. And then, Earth disappeared. For 20 years, Earth said nothing. It closed its borders. It turned off its communication beacons. It refused invitations. The galaxy thought humanity had gone silent forever. But behind the silence, Earth was changing. They built in secret. They trained in silence. They studied every alien ship, every weapon, every language, and every weakness. They created a new defense program called Project Black Sky, a program designed for one reason: to fight a galactic war with no help from anyone. Deep underground and far in space, Earth built hidden stations. Factories ran day and night. Artificial intelligence systems ran endless battle simulations. Warships were tested, improved, and hidden in deep space. Not one signal leaked. Not one ship was seen. Earth did not forget. General Hannah Voss stood inside Earth's Defense Command, watching a hologram of the galaxy. Red dots showed the systems under attack. Yellow dots showed Earth's hidden ships. Her eyes were sharp, her face made of stone. She turned to her officers. They thought silence meant fear. Now they will learn what silence really means. Her voice was calm. Her hand pressed a button on the control panel. All units, Black Sky is active. Operation Firelight is green. Across the solar system, hidden bases came to life. Massive black warships launched from the dark side of the moon. Stealth cruisers drifted out of asteroid fields. Small hunter drones woke from cold sleep. The Earth fleet was not just ready. It was angry. Back at the Galactic Council, many alien leaders still didn't understand. "Why are they doing this?" asked Senator Kern of the Tulaki. "They had no part in this war," said another. "Why attack now?" Only the old leaders remembered the past. Chancellor Veltak lowered his head. "We pushed them out. We made them watch as we failed. And now, we pay the price." A new alert came in. Earth's ships had just entered the Jorax system, where the first colony attack began. Within 10 minutes, the enemy base was destroyed. Not damaged, erased. No civilians were hurt. Only the attackers burned. Aliens across the galaxy watched in silence as Earth's message repeated on every channel. "We asked for peace. You showed us violence. We stayed quiet. Now, we speak through fire." The galaxy was no longer laughing. Earth had not gone weak. Earth had become a storm. The galaxy had seen wars before, but nothing like this. In the cold darkness of space, the human fleet moved like shadows. No lights, no sound, just black steel and deadly purpose. The first target was the Zarnak base, deep in the Jorax system. It was a stronghold used by alien raiders. These raiders were the ones who started the attacks, destroying colonies and killing innocent settlers. The Galactic Council had known about Zarnak, but they never stopped it. Now, Earth would. Aboard the EDS Vengeance, Captain Marlowe stood on the bridge. "All ships in position," said his officer. Marlowe nodded. "No warnings, no delays. Fire on my mark." He looked out the window at the enemy station. It was a large spinning ring, full of weapons and patrol ships. But they weren't ready for what was coming. Mark. Within seconds, The dark silence of space turned into hellfire. Dozens of human ships opened fire. Missiles roared across the stars. Laser beams cut through metal like paper. The Zarnak base had shields, but not strong enough. Not against Earth. Explosions tore through the station. Enemy fighters tried to launch, but they were destroyed mid-air. In just 7 minutes, the battle was over. The Zarnak base was gone. Nothing left but burning metal and frozen bodies. A message was sent to the Galactic Council. No threats, no demands, just a video. It showed the destroyed base and a single line of text. First strike complete. Do not interfere. The council was in panic. They didn't talk. They didn't ask, yelled one ambassador. They destroyed an entire base, shouted another. But some remained silent because they had seen what Earth really was, and they were afraid. On another front, in the Ralthar system, a human drop team landed on a moon base held by mercenaries. These mercenaries had been paid by alien warlords to cause chaos in weak colonies. They never expected Earth to come. But Earth came. The drop pods hit the ground like meteors. Out stepped the Iron Teams, elite human soldiers in black armor. Fast, silent, deadly. They moved like ghosts. They took the base room by room, never stopping. Any mercenary who fought was killed. The others were captured. One alien officer begged for his life. I didn't know the humans would come. I thought they were peaceful. The human commander, Sergeant Lane, looked at him coldly. You thought wrong. Within 2 days, Earth had hit 4 enemy systems. No one expected their speed. No one expected their power. Alien news channels tried to calm the people. They will stop soon, they said. It is only a warning. But then Earth sent one more message, this time in every galactic language. We gave peace. You gave blood. Now we return the favor. On a trading station far from the fighting, 2 alien traders were talking. One, a Tarkin with 6 eyes, looked nervous. The humans don't follow the rules, he said. The other, a Yandere, nodded. No, they don't ask. They don't wait. They just burn everything. Will the council stop them? The Yandere laughed. But there was no joy in it. Who will stop them? He asked. They prepared while we laughed. Now they are angry. Now they are moving. The Tarkin looked out the window at the stars. Then the galaxy is in trouble. Back at Earth Command, General Hannah Voss watched the reports. Every mission was a success. Every target was destroyed. She looked at her officers. This is only the beginning, she said. Let them all remember. Earth was quiet, but never weak. The Galactic Peace Treaty was the oldest law in space. It was signed by more than 300 alien species. The rule was simple. No war on Council territory. No attacks without vote. No planet left undefended. It worked for centuries, until Earth was betrayed. Long ago, Earth signed the treaty with hope. Humans believed in peace. They believed the galaxy would protect every member. But when Earth colonies were attacked, no help came. The Council voted to delay action. They said the pirates were too far. They said the situation was unclear. They said Earth should stay calm. But humans died while the Council talked. To Earth, that was the day the treaty broke. Now, the Council feared Earth's power. In just 1 week, human forces had destroyed 5 pirate bases, captured 3 warlord leaders, and wiped out 2 illegal shipyards. Earth was no longer waiting for permission. It was taking revenge. Inside the council hall, leaders shouted, "They're violating the treaty." They didn't ask for a vote. They're out of control. Chancellor Veltak stood slowly. He was one of the oldest members. Gray scales, deep eyes, and a calm voice. "Let us speak the truth," he said. "The treaty was broken when we ignored Earth's cries for help." Silence filled the hall. No one came when Earth needed justice. And now, Earth brings justice on its own. In space, a council fleet was sent to stop the humans. 5 large cruisers, 10 escort ships, over 1,000 crew. Their mission: block Earth's fleet in the Dalthor corridor. But Earth had already moved. When the alien ships arrived, they found only wreckage. A pirate fleet that had attacked a human outpost was already destroyed. Floating in the debris was a black box with a message: "You were too late again." Earth Command. Meanwhile, deep in the Krylix system, Earth made its boldest move yet. The Krylix station was a known neutral zone. Under the treaty, it was protected by council law. No one was allowed to fight there. But Earth had proof. Krylix station was secretly selling weapons to the raiders. Human spies had taken recordings, payments, weapon crates, hidden war contracts. General Voss sent the evidence to the council. No one responded. So Earth acted. At 300 hours, 3 stealth ships entered Krylix airspace. They jammed all signals. No one could send warnings. Then, elite human strike teams landed on the station. They moved fast. Security forces were overwhelmed. War contracts were seized. Weapon dealers were captured. By sunrise, the entire station was under Earth's control. No civilians were hurt. No destruction. Just swift, silent justice. When the council finally responded, it was already done. A message was sent from Earth to the council. You protect the law only when it suits you. We protect the innocent, no matter where they are. Some alien races began to question the council. Citizens asked hard questions. Why did Earth have to do our job? Why did we ignore their pain? Why did we let the criminals grow? Back on Earth, President Amenoreo stood before a crowd of reporters. She wore a black suit. Her voice was calm but powerful. We did not start this war, she said, but we will finish it. We believed in the council. We believed in unity. But when our people died, the galaxy turned its back. Now we will protect ourselves, with or without them. Behind her were the flags of every human nation. United. Strong. The galaxy was waking up, not to a new war, but to a new power. Earth was no longer a junior member. It was a storm the galaxy could no longer control. The galaxy had pushed Earth too far. Now Earth was pushing back, and nothing could stop it. The human fleet was no longer defending. It was hunting. Earth's intelligence teams, silent, hidden, fast, began gathering targets. Pirate leaders, corrupt officials, secret council traders, weapon dealers. No one was safe. In just 3 days, Earth strike teams hit 11 locations across 3 sectors. Every mission was clean. Every objective complete. On the dark side of Lorith Prime, a council senator named Grex was meeting with smugglers. He smiled, thinking he was safe. He had paid for protection. He had council guards. He had hidden his location. But he didn't know humans were already watching. At exactly 2 o'clock, the lights went out. The building lost power. Seconds later, the guards were down. No one heard the shots. A black drone flew silently through the window. It scanned the room. The smugglers panicked. Then a human voice spoke from a hidden speaker. Grex of the council, you sold weapons that killed human children. Your protection is gone. Justice has come. 1 second later, flash, boom. Only ashes remained. In the capital of the Auric Empire, news of Grex's death shocked the galaxy. He had been powerful, connected. If Earth could reach him, no one was untouchable anymore. In a council meeting, panic spread. Earth is out of control, someone shouted. They're acting like warlords. They're ignoring all laws. But once again, Chancellor Veltak stood slowly and raised his hand. No, he said, they are not ignoring laws. They are following a different law. One we forgot. What law? Another alien asked. Veltak turned to the room and spoke. Protect your own and punish evil. Quickly, clearly, without mercy. Silence filled the chamber. At Earth Command, General Hannah Voss was reading reports. Every operation was a success. Human forces were now seen as unstoppable. Even old enemies were going quiet. Pirates vanished. Mercenaries ran. Warlords went into hiding. But Voss wasn't smiling. She knew this wasn't victory yet. She knew Earth had more enemies coming. Far from human space, in the dark systems near the rim, an alien alliance was forming. The Zarnak Remnant, the Exaril Syndicate, and a group of old anti-Earth factions had begun building a fleet. They blamed Earth for breaking the balance. They planned to strike Earth directly. A bold move. A foolish one. Earth learned of the secret alliance in less than 2 hours. Spy drones, signal interceptors, deep AI scanners. Earth saw everything. And it responded. The attack came fast. In a system called Crixel Deep, where the enemies were gathering, Earth launched a full assault. 12 human battleships, 20 stealth cruisers, and the Black Lancers, elite ground troops, feared across space. The enemy fleet didn't stand a chance. They tried to escape, but Earth jammed the exits. They tried to fight, but Earth's weapons were too advanced, too deadly, too fast. Explosions filled the system. By the end, no enemy ship remained, and the Black Lancers left a message on the destroyed command station. You wanted war. We ended it. Back on Earth, the people were watching. For the first time in years, the world was united. No more political fighting. No more global doubt. Every country stood together, because they were no longer just defending Earth. They were defending humanity's place in the stars. In a small alien cafe on a trade moon, 2 young aliens sat watching the news screen. One of them shook his head slowly. They tried to scare the humans, he said. And now? The other one looked nervous. What now? The first one whispered. Now the humans are awake. The galaxy was burning. Not from weapons or warships, but from fear. It had been a week since Earth's fleet destroyed the last of the enemy alliance. And yet, there was no peace. In the far corners of the galaxy, whispers spread. The humans will not stop. They will keep fighting until they own everything. The Earth is no longer a friend. It's a power. Chancellor Veltak knew the galaxy had no choice now. The Council was broken. No one could stop Earth. It wasn't just a question of survival anymore. It was about power. The galaxy would have to make a decision. On Earth, President Amina Rayos sat in her office, looking at the stars. The war had been brutal. There had been no clear winner, only destruction. But Earth had proven a point. Humans were not to be underestimated. Rose's fingers hovered over a button. She had one more message to send, one last statement. It would either end the war or start a new one. Meanwhile, at Galactic Command, General Voss stood before her officers. The Council is ready for peace talks, one officer said. They have sent envoys. They want to end this. General Voss crossed her arms. They want to end it on their terms or ours. The officer hesitated. Ours. Voss nodded. Prepare the fleet. Let's remind them who controls this galaxy now. The next day, a massive fleet of Earth ships arrived at the Council Hall. The greatest gathering of species in the galaxy was about to happen. But this wasn't a typical diplomatic meeting. Earth wasn't coming to negotiate peace. Earth was coming to demand it. In the Council Hall, alien ambassadors whispered nervously. The last time Earth's ships arrived at the hall, they left nothing but burning wreckage. Chancellor Veltak stood as the doors opened. President Rayos stepped into the room. She was calm, her eyes cold. She didn't sit. She didn't greet anyone. She simply spoke. You knew what was happening. You saw the raiders. You heard the cries. And you did nothing. The room grew silent. Earth had no choice but to act. And now you want peace. You want to pretend this never happened. Her voice hardened. I'll make this clear. Earth doesn't beg for peace. We take it. Across the room, an alien ambassador, a Zarnak leader, stood and scoffed. You are not in charge here, human. The council has final say. President Rao smiled. Not anymore. With a snap of her fingers, the screen behind her flickered on. The screen showed every battle, every mission, every destruction. You failed to protect the innocent. We didn't. Now we own the future. The galaxy is ours to protect. The message flashed across every screen in the room, every monitor, and every device in the galaxy. The council members stared at the message, unable to speak. How could they argue with the truth? Earth had become a power no one had prepared for. You took everything from us. President Rao continued. Now we take everything from you. If you want peace, you'll earn it. She turned to Veltak. But if you try to stop us again, we will not hesitate. Earth will burn the stars down before we fall. As President Rao finished speaking, the room was still. No one moved. No one breathed. Finally, Veltak stood slowly. He looked at her, then at the assembled leaders. We were wrong, he said quietly. We failed to see what Earth truly is. He paused, then spoke louder. You will have your peace, and we will remember this day. Outside the hall, Earth's ships remained in position. Their weapons were silent, but their presence was undeniable. The message was clear. Earth had not come to negotiate. Earth had come to rule. That night, the galaxy changed. Council leaders began drafting a new treaty, one that recognized Earth's new position, one that gave Earth the power to decide the fate of the galaxy. It wasn't a peace. It wasn't a victory. It was a new order. And the galaxy would never forget the day it learned. Never threaten humanity. Never underestimate Earth. The galaxy had never been more uncertain. For years, the Council had ruled the stars. Alien species trusted it. Earth was a small member, barely heard, barely seen. But now, everything had changed. President Amina Rao stood on Earth's highest platform, looking up at the stars. The same stars that once seemed so distant now felt closer than ever. After the final message was sent, the Council had given in. They had no choice. But the war had cost Earth more than anyone realized. Cities had burned. Millions had died. People across the planet were exhausted. Rao knew the victory wasn't just about power, it was about survival. The galaxy was not what it had been before. The old rules were gone. A new order was rising. In the Galactic Council chamber, a quiet meeting was underway. For the first time, human diplomats sat alongside the galaxy's most powerful races. The Council had agreed to a new treaty. Earth had control over the outer sectors. Human ships would patrol and protect them. Any threat that appeared near Earth's borders would face swift action. Earth was no longer a small member. Earth was now a protector, a force no one dared ignore. Chancellor Veltak, still shaken by the events, sat across from President Rao. His expression was grim. You've changed the balance of power, he said quietly. The galaxy will never be the same. Rao nodded. It was always going to change. The Council was weak. Earth just made it happen sooner. Do you regret it? Veltak asked. No, she said firmly. We were pushed too far. We did what was needed. Across the galaxy, alien leaders were still processing the truth. The Zarnak remnant had pulled back. The Exaril Syndicate had signed a treaty. Even the Auric Empire began to reconsider its aggressive stance towards humanity. For the first time in centuries, the galaxy was unified, but not by a single authority. It was unified by the power that Earth now held. On Earth, things were changing too. The wars had been hard, but now there was peace. Earth was rebuilding, stronger than ever. The people felt a new sense of pride and purpose. The world had been forced to unite under a single flag, the flag of humanity. The rise of Earth as a galactic power was not just about military strength. It was about a new philosophy. Humanity was not simply fighting to survive anymore. They were fighting to protect. To protect every innocent life, every planet, every civilization. General Voss stood before her officers in the Earth Command Center. She looked at the young faces of the soldiers who had fought in the battles. "We did it," she said. "But we don't stop here. We protect every planet, every species." Her voice grew more powerful. Earth's role isn't just to be a power, it's to be a shield. And together, we'll make sure no one ever forgets that. In the depths of space, a small alien ship moved silently. It had no flags, no identification. Inside, a message was being prepared. A message from the last of the enemy fleet leaders who had survived the Earth attack. The humans have learned too much. They will rise. And when they do, they will burn the stars down. We must prepare. But in the heart of Earth's command center, General Voss received the final word. Earth had never been more ready. Back on Earth, President Rayo faced the world in front of a massive screen. The message was simple, but it was everything. The galaxy is no longer divided. Earth stands as its protector, and we will not stand by while others suffer. Peace comes with a price, and humanity is ready to pay it. The final screen blinked off, and a new chapter began. Earth wasn't just a part of the galaxy anymore. It was its heart, its sword, its shield, and the galaxy would learn to respect the power of humanity. End of Part 7. And the conclusion of the story.